Hey, what's up guys? This is Phil again. This is the third video of the typical American kitchen. Like I told you guys before, this is a build that it's very common here in the States. Basically face frame, inset doors, raised panels, the typical application for kitchen cabinets here in the US. But this video is basically to show some of my fellow Brazilian friends that how we go about building kitchen cabinets here in the States. So this week I ended up taking all the pieces, this whole kitchen to a buddy of mine, Simon Capener, and he was kind enough to let me finish all this stuff at his shop. I got no space right now. I got another kitchen, I got a bunch of stuff all over the shop, so I ended up taking all these pieces to his shop to finish all this stuff on his spray booth, and ended up doing a quick shop tour too, so you guys can check it out. I'm gonna try to put a link down below on the description for his channel. You guys can check it out. He has some nice videos on his YouTube channel. So that's it. I'll just talk about how I go about finishing. This is not a how-to video. This is how I personally finish my stuff. I have never had any complaint. None of the paint ever flaked off, or the stain, it's always good. So this is how I do it. I'm not saying this is the only way of doing it, but enjoy the video. So this is my buddy Simon Capener's shop. It's located in Newtown, Connecticut, Sandy Hook, Connecticut actually, and he got all the equipment pretty much similar to the stuff that I have, just different skills. All his planer joiners, table saws, planers, miter saws, line boring machines, hinge boring machines. He got his pegboard with all his hand tools back there, which is a very cool idea. He's working on some tables, some chairs. He got his jet bandsaw. I believe it's a 20-inch bandsaw. His pellet stove, which is very nice for that size of shop, and he was working on building some chairs. And I'm gonna try to put a link for this coffee table that he built recently, and it's he has a video on YouTube. If you guys can check it out, it's a very nice. We took a trip to Berkshire Products in Massachusetts, and he ended up building that coffee table, and this is his pantry as well. Very cool things. He's working on very, very nice things. So at this time I'm using the ML Campbell lacquer products, which this can is the Woodsong line of stain, which is this kitchen was all stained and lacquered over. This specific stain has no name of color because it was matching an existing cabinets that the homeowner had in the house. It seems like there is a little bit of everything in there, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of walnut, so it's a custom. There is a formula to it, but there is no name. So there are several different methods of application for this type of stain. In this case, because I was matching an existing color, I had to play with the finishing until I got the right texture and the right color. So the way I go about it when I'm trying to match an existing color, it's I spray all the pieces and I let it dry for a few minutes. Then I take the excess stain off, and I go back and mist it or haze it. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Some people call misting, some people call hazing. This method is just you hold the gun from far away from the piece, and you go about spraying it lightly until you get the right texture, the right color, the right consistency of the piece. So I had to play around with the stain for a little bit, and then I finally got the right match, and then you just repeat the whole process through all the pieces. It's always nice to do this in a sample piece as well. I did that off camera, I just try in a scrap wood to see what was going to be the best method to achieve the same look. So then you just proceed and you do all the pieces at the same time. So once I have all the pieces stained, I just let that dry overnight to the next day. Even though lacquer dries very quickly, um, it's been very cold here lately, so I just let that dry overnight, and I come back on the next day, and I start applying the clear coat lacquer, which in this case I'm using a Magna pre-catalyzed lacquer, which is you don't have to do anything with it. I mean, you can thin it; it's ready to be sprayed. Sometimes I just thin it down a little bit so it gives a nice flow in the gun. Um, but I just start spraying all the pieces and let it dry thoroughly so I can come back again and resand all the pieces, sand everything over with the 220 sponge, and start doing the final coat to it. So once I have all the pieces sprayed, again I just let it dry for several hours. Then I go back and sand everything with the 220 sponge, and I just start applying the finish coat. Sometimes I do 3 coats. It depends on the piece. It depends on how the stain or the clear coat or the paint it's coming out. You can get away with 2 coats, or sometimes you gotta do 3 coats. In this case, I only did 2 coats. I mean, I was doing a heavy coat, and it's all solid wood stain, so I didn't think I needed a third coat. But I think the piece came out very nice. So this is just a quick video on how I finish my pieces. This is not a how-to video like I said in the beginning. This is how this is my method of using lacquer and stain. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified of the next video coming up. And thanks for watching.